I was 21, recently became a police officer, and was also recently dumped. So my friend suggested Tinder. As a 21-year-old and a new cop, I had the I'm invincible and I can take on anyone mentality. I matched with a very good-looking, out-of-my-league female. We chatted and eventually set up a date to meet. She said she knew of a great open field to look at stars and to hang out. So the night came. I was excited, and she seemed to be excited when I picked her up. She guided me to the field, and it looked nice. Open space, woods, deer, and other wildlife. In the distance, however, I noticed really dim headlights. Then, a van started driving towards us and pulled up in front of us, almost close enough to block me from going forward. I told her to stay in the car and I would go check it out. I grabbed my flashlight I had inside the car and walked up. In the front driver's side of the van, there was a decently sized man. I asked him what's going on and if he could back his car up a little bit. He was very polite and said he was the owner of the property and that he didn't mean to scare us. He told me he's been having trouble with poachers on his property, and he just wanted to make sure we weren't going to be shooting at anything. I assured him we only came out to look at some stars and wildlife. He was perfectly okay with that, told me to have a nice date, and drove away. After that, the girl was texting non-stop. Around an hour later, I saw the same headlights coming towards us again, this time at a really fast pace. We hopped in the car and I moved to a more defensive position. The same man came close enough to hit my car. It was at this point my date had hopped out of the car and started to run towards the guy. I immediately knew I was fucked. I got out and gave them commands to back up and to get on the ground. Neither of them complied. The man then charged at me and knocked me to the ground. Luckily, I was able to get up and I was able to knock him to the ground. It was then the girl grabbed a metal pipe from the van. She told me they had a gun and to give them my money and my car and I would not get hurt. Of course, with my I'm invincible mentality, I said no. She started to cry, saying they didn't want to hurt me. The man started to go back towards the car. At that point, I told them I was a cop, drew my concealed firearm, and told them to lay on the ground. After a moment of shock from all of us, they complied. I was able to call 911, tell them my name and badge number, and that I had two at gunpoint and needed backup immediately. I gave our dispatcher the best directions I could to this field. However, while I was on the phone, they both fled. Again, with my I'm invincible mentality, I chased after them. I took off after the man who ran into the woods around the field. I chased him for maybe 30 seconds and then heard 3 loud pops. My I'm invincible mentality went right out the window then. I ran like hell back towards my car and peeled the hell out of there. I went back to the area I picked her up in, called dispatch again, and had officers come to my location. Of course, the first officers to pull up, my sergeant and field training officer. Of course, they were both completely understanding and didn't give me any shit about it at all. The most used words were dumbass and stupid fucking rookie. I hopped in their car and went towards the field. Luckily, the van was still there. I was told to shut my mouth and only come out if they started to get shot at. They cleared the area and started looking in the van. They found meth right in the center console and searched the rest of the vehicle. What scared me most was when they came back to the patrol car and let me out and told me to come look in the van. They had a very pale and horrified look to them. I went to the back of the van where there were several knives, duct tape, lighter fluid, a decent amount of rifle ammunition, handcuffs, and what looked to be dried blood. In the front passenger seat, we found an AR-15 style rifle and 2 more handguns. We called for immediate backup. Backup arrived and searched the entire area. Unfortunately, there were no sign of the perpetrators. It turns out this van was reported stolen. I still get shit about this whole encounter, but luckily no one got hurt. Needless to say, I will never use online dating again.